Doctor, first, to start off the, what we've all been waiting for many, many years.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here tonight, and especially to those of you standing or sitting a little bit uncomfortable. We really appreciate it. Many thanks to the Scottish Cuba Solidarity Campaign, to the Scottish trade labor movement, and to all our friends in Scotland. You know, just a few weeks ago I was talking to a friend in Cuba after I addressed a meeting, and he asked me, man, why you say thank you so much? You shouldn't be thank you. And of course this friend doesn't know what it means to be sitting in a maximum security prison with 2 life sentences plus 15 years, having no date of release, which is very important when you are in prison, having a paper that says date of release. Even those people whose date of release was 20 years ahead, they felt different from those that didn't have a date, like myself. And my friend doesn't know what it means to receive a letter during a lockdown, for example, where you spend 24 hours in your cell, or when you are in a hole, the so-called hole, which is nothing other than a punishment cell, and receive a letter and open a letter and get a beautiful postcard there and see a beautiful landscape and start reading the card and saying, hey, I'm a member of a Scottish Cuba Solidarity Campaign, and sending you here a landscape of Scotland for you to have something nice to watch in yourself. I want you to know that you are not alone. My friend doesn't know what it means to you in such a moment. What it means to you to know that you are not alone, you are not by yourself. And not only the Cuban people and the Cuban government is backing you and is fighting for your freedom, but also many, many friends around the world, including friends so far away as Scotland, and including friends that are not rich people that are on vacation in a very nice spot, but are working class people with their own problems, their own struggles every day, and still people who care about others and that dedicate time to help others. So for those that might think like my friend that we shouldn't be going around saying thanks, we have to say that give up, because we're gonna be saying thank you to the last of our days. As you know, also Irmita Salnueva, René's daughter, and Adriana, my wife, and our little girl, Gemma, are part of our delegation. And unfortunately, they couldn't be here tonight because it was such a long trip for the baby, and they stayed in London. But we are also here representing them, and representing Antonio, and Ramon, and Fernando, and all our families that for many years, many of them passed by Scotland and received the love from you and received your support and your solidarity, and were able to transmit all that to us. And I want you to know that we felt very, very encouraged. Because people, when people think about solidarity, our friend here mentioned, well, we in Scotland didn't free the fight, but we contributed. I don't even agree with that statement. Because I believe that the mechanism that freed us was composed of many small parts. And without one of those small parts, it wouldn't work. And you were one of those very important small parts that make the whole machine work and make us be free today. But even if that wasn't the case, even if somebody could say, well, at the end they were released because of the negotiation between two countries, even if that were true, there is something very important. And we spent in prison 16 years, 3 months, and 4 days. Every of those days had 24 hours. And we, contrary to what some people might think, we didn't receive any consideration at all. We were put in prison cells with criminals, drug dealers, gangsters, all kinds of criminals. We didn't receive any consideration because of the fact that our case was not a regular case. So we had to witness all kinds of things, awful things in prison. And when you wake up in the morning each day and you realize that you might have been dreaming of being in Cuba or somewhere else, but you open your eyes and you realize that you are still in prison and you still have 24 more hours because your next dream might come, and you have to figure out how you resist those 24 hours with all the many things that you might face. You need something to grab your strength from. You need something to grab your encouragement from. And that something was, among other things, the fact that we know that we could count on you. The fact that we knew that we have friends like you doing whatever took to free us. And we knew that because of your letters, that you took the time to send to us, and we knew that because of your reports or your many acts in solidarity with Cuba and with the fight. So, besides the fact that you free us, and you contributed to your freedom, to the solution of our case, there's also as important as that. And it was that you helped us to resist every single day in prison. And for that, again, we thank you very much. And I could keep adding things to the list, right? Because if Ariana myself now has a beautiful 18-month-old baby, it is because of you too. You contributed to that as well. And if my wife is expecting twins now, due in next January or December, you contributed to that as well. Of course, I put the best part there. So, I'm gonna be brief because my brother here wants to tell something to you as well. But just briefly, I wanted to tell you, yes, we have achieved a very, very important victory with the release of the fight. But the struggle must be on. There are some people confused around the world, even friends of Cuba, that say, well, now you are friends of the Americans and everything is solved now. Forget about it. We know very well who our real friends are. And as you are aware, the blockade is still in place. Guantanamo base is still there against the will of Cubans. So we have a lot of things to do still. And I want to tell you that the same way that the fight were able to count on your support and your solidarity, the Cuban people still hope to keep counting on you and with your support to carry on the struggle that we still have in front. And in the same way, we want you to tell you that we Cubans, again, know very well who our real friends are, and that you can count on a revolutionary Cuba not to give up in any of our principles, and to keep going, being the same socialist Cuba, the same solidarity Cuba that you have been knowing for half a century. So again, thank you so very much on behalf of the five. Thanks.
My friend here is very modest and humble man. So I'm going to open up with a news that we received from Cuba. He's going to be the next manager of the Cuban baseball team, and he's going to defeat the I'll try to explain to you what it means, and I'm going to do it for Gerardo, what it means not to have a day. And he's going to remember this story. During our time going down to the court, we befriended many prisoners. Most of them were Cubans who met us in jail, and since the beginning they respected us and befriended us. And one day we were going down to court with one Cuban who had been given a life sentence, but he was due to resentencing, and he was hoping to have a lower sentence after that hearing. So we went down with him to the court, and he went to his hearing in front of the judge, and we were waiting for him to speak, to come back to see how many years he had been here. So the guy comes very happy. Hey man, I was resentenced, my sentence was reduced. And I asked him, how many years they give you now? 140 years, man. So that gives you an idea of what it means not to have him today. And of course, it's been a long journey. The U.S. government wanted this journey to be much longer. And when we started this journey, we started by ourselves, in the hole, without communication to the exterior world, without contact with our family or with Cuba. And all we could do was to hold on to our principles. And it took a little while before other people was able to join us on that journey. As a matter of fact, it took almost 3 years for the world to be told by Fidel about the case, because nothing could be said before. So we had to live there in silence, going to trial, listen to all the lies and distortions of the Miami media. Of course, we beat the crap out of the prosecutors, which made us very happy. But it wasn't until June 2001 that Fidel was free to tell the world about the case. And then, first our families and then the Cuban people were able to go together with us and accompany us through this journey. But as soon as the Cuban people get on the bus with us and started together the journey with us, we started to receive support from Britain. And it was a big surprise to us. And let me tell you something, and it's not because I'm here. When the British people, the British Solidarity Campaign, and the British unions jumped in that bus to go together with us to that journey, that bus took on speed very fast. And it went so far and so fast that at the end of this journey, the White House was receiving calls every day and knocking in the doors, asking for them about the fight. So we cannot minimize what you meant for us in this journey. The case of the Cuban Five is not an isolated story. the hatred that they show to us is the hatred that they feel for Cuba, against the Cuban people for having chosen its own path. And what is at stake here is a conflict which is at the bottom of every little conflict or big conflict in our times, which continues to be the conflict of capital against labor. We cannot be fooled by that. Be it in Palestine, be it in Cuba, be it in Venezuela, we are looking at the same conflict. And it's about capital trying to rule our lives, trying to make profits out of our lives, and trying to decide what we can or cannot do. And that conflict is at the bottom, even, I could say, of one of the confrontations we see here. And you know that better than me, because before we had a working class in Cuba, you were already fighting for the workers' rights, and were unionizing, and were producing coal and steel here, and we're trying to be treated like human beings. So I venture to say that the journey we have ahead is even longer than the journey that we took up to this point. I've been traveling through Britain now, and wherever I go to my wife, with my wife, I go to a point and I see she knows a lot of people, and she's embraced by lots of people, and I could see how long was the journey they have to travel to get us here, and how many people they had to talk to in order to mobilize the support for the fight. But now we are all here together. The ones that were in jail, their families who were journeying around the world for justice, the people of Britain who were on the same journey with us to get our freedom, and we are here together and still on a journey, which is the journey for the work that we need for the working people, which is the journey to get rid of the whole of capital. And on that journey, I can tell you, we know that you can count on you, because you have demonstrated that to us. And I'm telling you on behalf of the fight, on behalf of our families, on behalf of the Cuban people, that it could be through us, through our sons, through our grandsons, but we're going to be together with you on that journey until we have that word of liberty and freedom that we deserve. Thank you very much.